And also what we do is we speak really randomly, like we're not connecting the thoughts up. So maybe that's more drama thing anyway, but it's definitely not classical music. So we might half finish a sentence and then not bother to finish the next one, and then jump and then say something really personal and then jump to something else.
How the interactions work: random, half finish, jump, personal, jump again, free up, not self-checking, not having to make sense, not screening, not closing up, not joking in a way to cover, letting it hang.
So you've just got this thing where you can almost free up stuff, and you're just not self-checking yourself to have to make sense in some ways, and then also we're not screening ourselves.
Killing the doing mode, the expectation mode.
So I talked about my dad. Now I'm just being as honest as I can about it. It's not like a big, whoa, my dad relation, but even there, look, I'm going into comedy about, whoa, my dad, I'm always like closing that up. We wouldn't necessarily do that. So it's something about all these little sneaky little conditions and how your mind starts almost navigating the space you're in. And we're kind of going, and then letting it hang.
Collapsing, feeling safe, trust.
Which may be more drama anyway, so that might, if you're all drama, but it's like dancing, okay, and it may even be more dance, but it's in the sort of, it may be devising, it may be that space, but for me it's not classical music. But even some of the devising I've done with dancers, we end up with this delivery mode or one art form serving the other. Here's some movement, can you make some music? And even with the best loveliness in the world and we all want to get along, one serves the other. Whereas, or even the art forms with a starting point, like you might go, well, I've got music and you've got dance or theatre. And this is more like saying, not only do we're going like crumbling them to the point of, and then we're kind of going even further back and being like almost there where I'm not making much sense now, but it's something about collapsing and feeling safe. And I've known Karen for 3 years, so I feel safe, and we have a space, and then and that trust, which of course we don't know yet, so we're missing that in some ways.
Describing it in terms of what it's not, how the art forms interact, traditional expectations of collaboration, one serves the other.
The massive amount of trust that you need. So I suppose that's in your own collaborations, but I would say that's come very, very slowly over ages. But on the other hand, it's not synergy. Like in an orchestra, I might have synergy where I play and I know they're going to play and we all play together. But this isn't that. So the two things I'm saying it's not is, in a way for now, is it's not orchestral synergy and we all flow together. And it's not even dance collaboration where I go, I've got music and you've got dance. It's almost if you can go underneath the layer of something where a funder would say, that isn't a project, it's not making sense, you're not delivering anything. And that's why, because we've come together voluntarily, those pressures aren't there. We seem we're trying to dip in there.
So, I'm just very aware of my physical place at the moment, which is actually pretty upright.
Karen describes how her mode is important because she is resisting going into teacher. It's all part of the room, part of what's going on, part of the experience.
It's because my natural instinct with you, because I'm a teacher primarily, is to hold the space. So if I...
Bringing the space into the room, the thought space.
So if I sat back, I could do, I remember when Richard was giving the introduction, this is why everything is so important. He was giving the introduction and I thought, oh, yeah, I'm off the hook, I don't know, I'm not responsible here, so I can just be and let me listen to where my body is now, how. So I took my boots off and thought, I've got pink socks on.
Where am I in this space? How am I being? What is my mode?
So at that, I thought, why did I put pink socks on this morning? So all these things are going through my head and it's all part of the room, it's all part of what's going on, and it's all part of what happens in a theatrical experience when you go to the theatre. All that's going on for your audience. I feel as an artist, I inhabit both actor and performer, audience space, in the sense of shifting all the time. So when am I this, and when am I, well, I'm just kind of, what am I really thinking here, and how am I, going to feel a bit more comfortable here, take this. Well, I'm going to work in bare feet. If we're going to get on to doing some movement work, this is what was going on in my head. I'll need to take my socks off anyway, so let's and he goes, so I kind of feel responsible. So just that is how the body is working all the time in our daily life and in our, let's call this performance life, because we're in a place of giving some stuff out to people. So you, Amanda, I don't blame you. You make yourself comfortable, you sit by the heater, and you've told me that at the beginning, that's why I sat here. All of that comes in, I take all of that in, because for me, our collaboration has to take into account everything in the room, everything about people as much as we can. Obviously we can't know everybody, but I'm grateful to you for saying that to me, because that gives me a little bit of a feeling about you, and there you are, very at ease in the space. I'm not picking on you, I'm just giving it as an example. That's the teacher in me that goes, oh, make a learning point here, sort of thing. But then I undercut that to say, please remember while you're here, Karen, you're just there to show practice. So all those kinds of things go on in our conversation. That's what Luke is alluding to there, that idea of random, everything counting.
Whale's story.
And when you said what do we do to prepare, I think in a way the not preparing reveals that different space, which is preparing might make us go to something. Do you know, like so? I mean, it's not a great example, but I went the other day. I had a concert in Wales and it got cancelled, so I went along anyway. I thought, oh, this sounds probably a bit crap. I thought, right, this could be a really good point for me to go to Wales, but not be going to Wales, not be going for why I was going. So maybe that will open up some space for me, which I think I've got off this work. So I phoned my mate Ewan, and I said, listen, why don't I come anyway? So now I'm a bit aware of getting on this train. If I was going to do the concert, I would be on that train, and I was like, all right, I'm getting off in Bangor, I'm going to go on, do the concert, that's the end of it. But now I'm going, I'm just going to meet you up for a coffee. Oh, and in fact, he said he could meet me till 1 o'clock. And I thought, well, bugger, I booked that train at 7 o'clock, so now I've got 3 hours in Bangor. But I'll go anyway, because I don't know why I'm going.
the soaking in conversation that can take 1 to 3 hours before the improvisation.
And then I've got another project going on and I'm using these techniques there. So, in fact, it is this. At the National Gallery, I'm working with somebody on some painting, and I thought, this sounds crap as well. How do I go in the gallery without going in the gallery? How do I just be in the gallery? So I went. Sometimes I try and walk past the gallery, and then just go in without, and then just sit in front of the painting, because I work with paintings, with artists doing paintings. Anyway, this. Do you mind me going on, Karen?
Yeah.
The man said we're going to look at these 3 paintings. So this is all about non-intention in a way. So I found my way to these paintings, and I thought I just want to be in the space that the paintings are in. And I was actually quite knackered by just being in the space, rather than going directly to the paintings, banging my eyes on them, staring them out, looking for inspiration for the project. So actually in this space, I got to the paintings, I found them, just finding them, and I was totally knackered. And I thought, you know what, I can't even look at these paintings now, I'm knackered from getting in. Because I was a bit more in tune with that rather than that. So I went off for a couple of hours, and then I thought, right, well, at least I know where the paintings are now, so I'll come back, and then I'll just be in front of these paintings. And
Being with things in a way that invites embodied.
And then I try to not let all my self-consciousness about, oh, this is a Turner painting, or oh, this is that. Just like, what's the energy of that painting? So I try to sit in front of the paintings and just use a bit of what we've been doing and just kind of be there. Problem is, it takes ages, because you're slipping in and out of, you know, or just even trying to catch yourself is making yourself do something. But someone sent me an email yesterday, and it was about the first thing that you notice, and don't build on it. Just go with the first thing that you notice. So I'm trying to get that feeling about that. So I stayed in front of these paintings. Now, when I was growing up from Manchester, I would have thought the National Gallery was posh, and I would have thought that it was full of posh and rich and clever and all these kind of things. So I'm well aware that I want to crap all over that thought and just be in front of this seascape. So anyway, put that aside now, and now I'm on my way to back. I did that about 4 or 5 weeks ago, and I just stayed with the energy of the painting. I thought, I'm not even going to try and remember what's in the painting, but if it was in a school situation, I might be like shitting myself and going, well, I better say something good about these paintings, and I better say something clever. So I'll just try and remember what's in the painting. I thought, don't do that. And I'm just like, so I just did that, and then I shut my eyes and I just tried to be with the energy of the painting. And I left it at that. And then later on, well, I will cut the story short now, but don't forget, our conversations go on for like 3 hours sometimes. We have had 3 hour one. We do an hour, sometimes we have 3 hours. And Karen just lets it go, and we just go, we should carry on. And I just let it go. And then on my way to Bangor, so now I'm not in the intention, and then I just glanced to the kind of, to the right, and the train runs by the sea, like on the way. And I was like, and I looked at it and I thought, oh yeah, those energy, those seas, I thought, there's something about that. And I started, and I wrote all these plans out for my project.
Getting out of trying and being with energies of things instead.
Because I just noticed the sea, and I just happened to try the energy and just that notice, and then without me sitting down to bang a plan out for these paintings, it was like a freer space. But normally I might have gone, I've got to go in the gallery, I've got to look at these paintings, I've got to come up with 6 key points. Ewan's cancelled the trip to Wales, so I'm going to get my money back on the train ticket, and I'm going to charge him for wasting the time. But it's that other thing, like almost happening upon by chance. Like I suppose I'm starting to call it like a portal, like a window where your head's not so full of, like, maybe we talk about our personal life because your head can be full of family drama or personal drama. So you've got all that going on, and then your head can be full of, I'm going somewhere and I've got to prove it and I've got to show it, so that's going on. So you could be there, and then you're like, right, I'm going to do something now. What we're going to do? So somehow this work is impacting like how I creatively work in other places, and somehow it's
creating, allowing.